Do you want to be hired as a software engineer? Having a portfolio is super important and helps you to showcase your skills to a potential employee. Out there you can find tons of demo projects like e-commerce, blog, to-do list and so on. Today I will reveal you the perfect portfolio project to build. Since this is a complex production-ready project which can require up to hundreds of hours of work, I decided to divide it in levels like in a video game. You will start from level 1 and you will build up on top of each layer. Wait until the end of the video because I will give you a free resource which can really help you a lot in this project. During this project you will learn a lot of new concepts, so I suggest you to take this as a way to learn new skills and practice the one that you already have. You can stop yourself at the level you prefer, but keep in mind that the more levels you pass, the better the project will become. Ready to build the perfect portfolio project? Let's get started. We start this project from scratch. You can choose your preferred tech stack. Since this will be a full stack project, you need at least the knowledge of a backend language and HTML, CSS and JavaScript, or you can even create a native app. The technology selection is fully up to you. In this first level, we will just create a simple note-taking app. The requirements are quite simple. First of all, the user must be able to log in and sign up. No email confirmation or password reset needed, just log in with your email and your password. From an authentication point of view, you can choose if you want to use, I don't know, a JWT token or just a session on your server. When the user is logged in, you just need to expose a CRUD 4 notes. The user will be able to create, read, update and delete notes. Each note will just have a title and the content of the note, so it is simple. You can also use a rich text editor to allow your users to insert markdown, or even you can just use a simple text area. Now you just need to create a GitHub repository, add a README file, push everything on the main branch, and we're ready to go on the level 2. Level 2. The goal of this level is to host your project. I know that showcasing your code is enough usually, but showing also a demo of your project, a working demo hosted somewhere, is always impressive. I know what you may be thinking, okay, so do I need to spend money for this project? Yes and no, there are tons of services that allow you to host something for free, so no worries. You just need to Google your tech stack and you can say, hey, I want a free hosting for this stuff. You will probably be able to find something. In the worst case scenario, no worries, you can leverage the AWS free tier. Of course, you need a little bit of knowledge of AWS, but thanks to the free tier you will be able to host your project for free for 1 year. Also, as a bonus, if you want, you can set up a CI/CD pipeline so that each time you push on the main branch or on your preferred live branch, you will have the most updated version of your code up and running on your server. If your website is working, please remember to add the demo link to the README so that everyone can test your project. Level 3. Good job until now. It's time to integrate your first external service. Now you need to add a few basic email notifications like password reset with a link to reset your password and account activation when you put your email in the sign up, so that you will click on the link that the system will send you through email, and once it's clicked your profile will be enabled. You will probably use an external services to do that, like I don't know, you can use SendGrid or AWS simple email service. My advice here is to try to learn something new and try to apply the hexagonal architecture in order to integrate this external service. Also, as a bonus, you can add a welcome email once the person creates his first note on your system. Ready to level 4? It's time to make our tool really more complex. Level 4. Having notes is so useful, but a lot of times we want to share them with colleagues or family and friends. In this level, your goal will be to create a sharing feature for your note-taking app. Each user will have a section like shared with me with all the shared notes. You can share a note with one person or multiple people through email. Also, you can revoke the access and set the permissions for that resource. An user can have just reading access, writing access, or full access. With a full access, a user can share a note with someone or even delete the note. The owner of the note is still the creator, but with a full access, you can do more or less everything you want with it. That's an interesting part. When I share a note with a person who do not have an account on our system, that person will receive the email, and once you click on view the note, for example, on a button on the email, will be redirected in the sign up form, and after the sign up will be automatically redirected to the note. Else, if you are already registered, you click on the button and you directly go to the note. Level 5. Introducing databases. You can create as many databases as you want. Each database will have a collection of pages, and in each database you can create your own custom properties. A property can be a text, a number, a link, or even a tag. From the UI you can add or remove properties as you like. When clicking on the database row, the main note will be opened in a modal or even in a new page. If a note is inside the database, when you click on the detail page, you will also be able to see its own properties. Databases can also be shared. In fact, if I share a database with a person, all the pages inside that database are shared with that person. Oh, that's a lot, and it's definitely enough for now. Let's jump to the next level. Ready to make a huge change in your application? Well, today we will create a block-based editor for your note-taking app. Your goal will be to recreate a basic version of the Notion editor. The main features are create and delete blocks, change the blocks order with drag and drop, the changes are auto-saved, and I can have 4 types of blocks. I can have a title, a paragraph with text, bullet points, and also sub-pages. Keep in mind that this will change your database schema a lot, since you need to add more complexity in order to manage blocks. This will also require your first data migration to migrate the old pages to the new schema. Please remember that everything must be backward compatible. Sometimes data migrations can be really tricky, and this is one really useful example that you need to add in your project. As you may see, each level is becoming more and more complex, but that's part of the game. Let's go to level 7. Cool! It's now time to manage files inside our note-taking app. You will need to create 2 more blocks for your new editor. You will create the image block and the more generic file block. Thanks to the image block, the user can just drag and drop an image, upload it directly, and see a preview inside the editor. You will store probably the actual image in a block storage like Amazon S3, and the metadata will be stored in your database. Also, thanks to 2 handles, one on the left and one on the right, you will be able to resize your image. The file block is similar. You can drag and drop a file, and once it is uploaded, you will see the original file name, the upload date, and 2 buttons, one for delete it and one for download it. Thanks to this challenge, you will learn how to store files correctly, how to serve them, and I'm sure that for the end user, this feature is super useful. Level 8. The last 2 levels were really difficult, right? This will be even worse, but for me is one of the most interesting levels of this game. We will add real-time collaboration features. This is really useful for shared notes when 2 people are working on the same document at the same time. You will show the other people's cursor, and you will also see real-time changes to the page. Please keep in mind that in order to avoid conflicts or race conditions, you may want to add a lock. Maybe a simple option can be to add a block scope the lock. Does it sound complex? Well, it is really complex, but it is a really important feature in a collaborative application. Level 9. In this level, we will add the version history. Your goal is to add the version history feature so that everyone can see all the changes that has been made. And also as a bonus, if you want, you can also add who made that change. One requirement is to give the user the ability to roll back a specific point in time. Level 10, the final boss. Wow, we made a lot of progress here. Congrats if you reached this point. This application is production ready and already works so well. If you want to beat the final boss and make developers super happy with your application, it's time to expose APIs and webhooks so that people can build automations on top of your app. In order to do this, a user must be able to create and, of course, revoke an access token, and with that access token, the users can call your APIs from an external service. Each node in your account will be available through APIs, also databases, of course. And when something changes in another or either in a database, a webhook specified by the user, if it is specified, of course, will be triggered. It's mandatory for you to write also technical documentation for these APIs. In this level, you will learn better how to communicate with developers who are working on different systems, and this is really a superpower. Congratulations, this was the final level of the game. At this point in time, you should have a basic Notion clone with all the features needed. During this journey, you created a full stack application with collaborative capabilities, a rich custom text editor, APIs, history, and much more. At the start of this video, I promised you something. That's the deal. If you send me a connection on LinkedIn with a message asking for it, I will join you for free in 1 hour session, and we will work on this project together in pair programming. We can do whatever you want. We can create mockups, high-level system design. We can check together the data structure, or even we can write some code. So what are you waiting for? Write me for a full free session of 1 hour. If you want to learn more how to create complex systems like this is the next video that you want to watch.